pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the Maverick Cup Series live here on JT, and we are so glad you joined us here tonight from the Talladega Superspeedway. As always, my name is Joe Twansky. Joining me up here in the booth, you know him, you love him. He is feverishly typing away right now, getting his note sheet set, ready to go. The one and only Mr. Dewey Schramm. Not the first, not the second, but the third. Dewey, welcome to Talladega.
Hello, hello. Glad to be here for tonight. Always exciting to show up to these plate races, so interesting to see how this one will turn out just like the rest.
Gonna be a good one here tonight from Dega. Got some generic cars that we're gonna apologize in advance for, but failed to find them on our upload server. But a great field here tonight from Talladega for 94 laps, Dewey. It's gonna be a fun one tonight. A lot of really good drivers, a lot of different names in the field. Gonna make things interesting for our full-time series drivers.
Yeah, without a doubt. Always interesting, of course, to see a new wave of drivers that show up to some races that you may not always see them at, especially when it comes to a track like this one. So you have your regular group of guys, maybe you have some plate guys, maybe some guys that say, hey, I just feel like racing today, and they all show up to the same place and try to figure it all out amongst themselves. So we'll see how the next 94 laps shake out for everybody.
94 laps. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon tonight from Talladega, this 2.67 mile super speedway. How difficult is a race when you have so many unfamiliar faces? That's cool. When you have so many unfamiliar faces popping up, how difficult is that as a race car driver to know that you're gonna be battling some unfamiliar foes?
I think for the most part, that's never really something that would concern me necessarily. However, at a super speedway such as Talladega, we're racing in a large pack with drafting being such a large factor in how the race goes. This is definitely where practice is going to be more important than anywhere else, because it's really your only chance to try to get used to all these new guys that you haven't seen before. Of course, some people may be better at pushing, some people may be better at leading lines, and all that'll have to be figured out here fairly shortly. So if they can't get it all figured out and squared away in practice, some guys might be learning on the fly come the race time.
Sorry, Dewey, I'm trying to formulate a response, and I'm whiffing on it.
We got time.
We got time.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time, plenty of time. How much time? Plenty of time. And apologies to the 14 team. It looks like their car is not available to us.
Yeah, you mentioned the mix of regular folks and new people coming in. Of course, got guys like RJ Bishop, Dylan Young, Nick Gunther, regulars here in the Maverick Cup Series, always a threat to win wherever they may be. Got guys like Tate Dorsey who have had some good runs here this season, maybe a couple races where they maybe left a bit out on the racetrack to be had. And then you have other guys like Matt Kemp, who has run a couple of ARCA Menard Series events this year, so good to see some real-life representation here on the sim here tonight amongst the field. So it's definitely interesting to see all these different people from all these different places come together with a common goal of being in first place after the next 94 laps.
Yeah, I actually got a chance to talk with Matt before the race here tonight. He sounded really excited to be back here in NR. Excited to see such a large field for a race. I mean, a lot of folks like to talk about this sim as, they throw the Deadware name around a lot. Right, Dewey, or whatever, freeware. But always good to hear some guys coming back to it, whatever their experiences outside of the sim may be, or maybe this is what got them into the sport in general to start with. It's always cool to hear those guys say how cool it is to kind of be back in the sim and participating in an event like we have here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you hear the stories of guys like Josh Berry and Martin Truex who they ran this game and it was almost brand new. So it's different, of course, now with, iRacing being what most people use and all that. But I think NR still has like its own little niche of people that just like to show up and run whenever they like. And of course, there's some creativity in this game that you just can't get with iRacing in some aspects. But either way, I think that there will always be an appeal that this game will have.
Always, always, always. Qualifying currently underway. You'll see those results trickle across the top of your screen as we get going here tonight. Remember, folks, this is your AutoSim 2 race preview. AutoSim 2, now available on Steam for $9.99. Dewey, I know you're a big AutoSim 2 fan, right?
Yeah, I've played it occasionally, maybe like once, twice a week sometimes. I like it. I think it's a lot more simple to do specific things than maybe simming an entire season on a game like NR or iRacing. Now that it has AI, you can kind of just plug in whatever you want and just run with it, and it's way simpler. You can do more stuff, and it takes less time. It's a very, I guess, direct program that does a lot of things that you'd want it to do.
I think the best,
definitely would recommend.
Best thing is it's not intensive on your system at all. So for folks out there that want to sim through years and years of motorsports and kind of like those team manager games, this one, not intensive at all. Full customizability. Again, that's AutoSim 2. It's now available on Steam. Go check it out. Of course, our presenting sponsor for our Maverick Cup Series race preview here tonight on Maverick Night in America.
And not only is it not intensive on the system, it is not expensive either.
Not intensive, not expensive. Why aren't you getting it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Checks about every box you'd want, right?
And it's a good game. I mean, let's all not forget that part of it.
Looks like Herbert Solomon in the 89 fastest so far out of about the 12 or 13 guys that have taken a time so far, where obviously winning a pole is impressive, but I feel like at Talladega or any other plate track, winning a pole, like, I'm not sure how indicative it is of how a car will drive. Like, obviously it means you have a fast car, but a fast car on its own doesn't necessarily mean it'll be a fast car in the draft. So while you have the 89 up there, fastest by about 0.2 over everybody else right now, can you keep it that way come race time? Regardless, though, this looks to be might be the biggest field of the year up to this point. And now the leaderboard starts to shuffle with more guys completing their second lap, which is almost always going to be a faster circuit than lap 1.
Yeah, you take that first lap all up next to the wall, right, Dewey? And that's just to make sure you have as much speed for that first set of corners on the second lap.
Absolutely. Oscar Ramos in the 5, currently now fastest And just as I say that, he gets removed for Nate Balser in the 079 with a 52.19 so far. We'll see if he can keep it there for the last minute or so here in this qualifying session. So got at least 28 guys have taken a time here, which again, I don't remember how many Daytona had, but
Well,
definitely
we
one
were
of the
told
bigger
this is
fields.
the largest field of the year. Is what we were told. The
And
series officials. So,
and good to see the car count, come back up more, because we obviously the previous season had quite a few, I think, that hit 30 or higher.
yes.
So good to see it starting to make its way back up to that point again.
Maverick Night in America, baby.
Absolutely.
Get after it. Darren says, hi, Joe. Hi, Dewey. I love you. In chat. Tristan in chat. My girl said she wanted to take a break today. A little hurt, to say the least. May God have mercy on my competitors tonight. Huh. And Steven just says it's Maverick Night in America with a lot of exclamation points. I can't even count how many. There's too many.
At least 3.
Is there anything you want to dissect there?
He's very excited.
Tristan having a revenge game tonight, sounds like.
Or maybe his exclamation point key is broken. I don't know. One of the two.
Who knows? Qualifying completed. Dewey, take us through tonight's starting lineup.
Boy, is it a whale of a starting lineup here. Rolling off on the front row, it's going to be Jessica Shelton on the pole in the 88, and to her outside, Nate Balser in the 079. It'll be Oscar Ramos and Cody Lamas in row 2, with Christian Torres rounding out the top 5, and our ARCA driver Matt Kemp there in 6th. Nick Gunther and Seth Cole make up row number 4, with Mike McIntyre and Keith Hughes making up row number 5.
Matt McIntyre, right?
Oh, Matt McIntyre. I gotta get used to all the names in here again. I'm used to the Bomb Squad guys. It'll be Tristan Grace back in 11th, with Joseph Landy Pavlin in 12th. It'll be Garson Muyung and Joseph Mercurio back in row number 7. Let's see. Back in 15th, it'll be Herbert Solomon in the 89, and to his outside, Victor Correa in the 10. Thomas Troxel back in 17th, with Nico Servideo back in 18th. Rounding out the top 20, it'll be Quentin Moore in the 55 and Dylan Young in the 24. So usually these fields kind of cap out around 20, or they have been for a bit, but that's just the top 20. You got a whole lot more coming at you. It'll be Jesse Bowling rolling off in 21st, with Danica Matthew in the 199 back in 22nd. Xavier Brown and Jason Gosho will make up row number 12, with two Snyders, the father-son combo of Mark and Ben, make up row number 13 together. Cameron Jameson and Garland Oaks back in 27th and 28th. Matt Moss and Tate Dorsey will round out the top 30. Alex Moe and Mike Carroll back in row number 16, with Alexander Brown and RJ Bishop 33rd and 34th. So you got 34 people here for tonight at Talladega. So almost a full field, and a whole lot of action in store for us.
It's gonna be fun tonight.
It is.
Remember, folks, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTM. We cannot thank you enough for all of your support. See Dylan Young going for a flippity-doo-dah down the front straightaway. As always, be a friend, tell a friend about our streams here on JTN. That is always much appreciated as well. Do one last check for car files. And would appear that there is nothing new. So, we will apologize to those drivers in advance. Benjamin, I'm re-downloading every single car file again. We'll try to get that set for you, buddy. You good looking pink number 27, Mark Snyder here tonight. Of course, it's October, Dewey. You know what that means.
Absolutely. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Of course, a lot of teams will represent with either a pink scheme or pink numbers, or in this case, the Roval race, I think, is going to have the pink window nets again,
Yes.
too. So glad to see the cause spread out and supported on the track and off the track, of course.
Of course.
And we're gridding up here for 94 laps, and a whole lot of people are going to be taking the green here for tonight.
Oh, yes, indeed. It's going to be a good one here tonight from Talladega, folks. We are so glad you're joining us here tonight. Again, make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe, help support us here on JTN, be a friend, tell a friend about the stream. Make sure you're following us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, whatever. And again, cannot thank you folks at home enough for all of your support. It means the absolute world to us. We're not getting gridded because I went out of the server. So I have a feeling pandemonium broke loose.
Ruh-roh.
We can at least see all the car files, most likely. I love Google Drive. All right, let's get going.
For real this time.
For real this time. Whoa. Alright, there's the 14. There's 56. Is 56 out on track? There he is. We got them all. We're good to go. Let's get rolling. Matt Kemp, big hit. Oof. Alright. You ready to go racing, Dewey? I'm ready to go racing.
Absolutely, I'm ready to go racing.
I'm a little under the weather up here in the booth, folks, but I am here for you as your host of Maverick Night in America. This is the only medicine anyone will ever need. 94 laps, super speedway racing action here on a Tuesday night. So glad you're joining us. Again, make sure, if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe. Can't thank you folks enough at home. Be a friend, tell a friend. If they're not tuning in to JTN, and you're the reason why they're not tuning in, you're a terrible friend. Get ready, strap in, and let's go racing tonight from the Talladega Superspeedway.
Anybody not tuning into JTN right now is making a terrible mistake.
Thank you, Dewey.
"34 cars, 94 laps, and about 1 minute until we get it all started."
Drivers, start your engines!
And somebody's
It's
spinning up the road.
Mercurio.
What the?
I think we should do a 4-wide start.
We should. I think we should. Could be cool. A little chaotic, but
A little chaotic.
it's Talladega. I think chaotic is a given, though.
Yeah, it's like welcome.
Yeah.
So again, folks, your race preview, 2.67 mile super speedway here at Talladega, 94 laps. I'm Joe, joined by Dewey up in the booth. And remember to check out AutoSim 2, now available on Steam. Back of your screen, you see the field making their way down the back straightaway. There's still grandstand back there, Dewey. Campers up there on the Alabama gang. Super stretch. 34 drivers going for one victory here tonight. Closing races of the 2023 Maverick Cup Series season. Who takes the checkered flag tonight? Who's going to try to step up to Keith Hughes in the championship battle? We will just have to wait and see. Field makes their way into turn 3. Joey, final words before we get this one going here tonight.
I'm just going to say I think it's going to be a bit of a slugfest, and I think there's definitely going to be some impatience that arises. 94 laps here at Talladega is the scheduled distance for a Truck Series event, which of course just happened this past Saturday. So a bit of a lengthy one here on the high banks of Talladega, so try not to make a move too early. Maybe an aggressive move that might work with 5 to go, might not work with 85 to go. Patience is going to be a virtue here for tonight.
We already got cars getting out of line. The back half of the field is
They got to catch up.
not formed up. We're ready to go
Good
racing.
half-second gap in the trial. Well, they got to get formed up here quick.
And away we go. Green flag, we're racing here from Talladega.
Yeah, back half of the field looks like they're gonna stay in the draft for now, but they're like 3 wide already in turn 1. They are wasting no time getting at each other.
Gotta go fast. Gotta try to win this race. Lap 1, corner 1. Jessica Shelton with the lead on the bottom. Also there to the outside in the 079. It's a 2x2 race. We got one in the wall. It's Benjamin Snyder.
He gets it straight, just slapped it a bit out of turn 2. I think he'll be alright. As a lot of wrestling for position here as guys try to get formed up into a line here on the bottom. Oh, bit of contact coming out of turn 4. A couple guys almost got the wall, but they keep it straight for now. As Jessica Shelton completes lap number 1 in the lead.
Oscar Ramos, though.
1 and 2 for the second time.
Ramos with a move to the outside in the number 5. Matt Kemp there, second car in the inside line, pushing Shelton down the back straightaway. A pair of Toyotas there.
Pretty solid pack still up here towards the front. Looks like 2x2, about 8 or 9 rows back, and then everybody else kind of single file along the bottom. So pretty tame still for right now. Still, of course, way early for any sort of big move to happen.
Nice size field, nice size viewership here tonight, folks. Again, can't thank you enough for tuning in. Maverick Night in America, Maverick Cup Series action from the Talladega Superspeedway, race 21 of the year. It's Jessica Shelton out in front, Matt Kemp there in second. Cody Lamas now in that 84 Carvana Chevrolet in third.
Yeah, the outside lane I don't think has the numbers right now. There's a good 7, 8, 9 guys up there, but the inside just has so much more momentum and so many more cars down there that I think a couple folks are going to have to jump up high for Ramos to try to make a move up for the lead on Shelton.
How aggressive do you have to start getting with those bumps, too, in that outside line to make it work, Dewey?
You definitely have to bump more on the outside to make it work than you do on the inside. The issue, though, is finding that fine line between being aggressive enough to make a line work and just doing something that's too aggressive, either this early in the race or just too aggressive in general. So, well, everybody tries to find that groove that they're comfortable in. They're all hoping that maybe somebody else doesn't push it a bit further than they feel comfortable with and maybe cause an incident.
Saw one car kind of really get into the infield grass. It's the 98. Tristan Grace. I believe Tristan's got a Braves jersey on behind the wheel of his sim racing car. So, were the Braves playing today, Dewey? Do you know?
I
Race
think
on
they
by?
start tomorrow.
Okay. I know I see Ryan in chat. Ryan would know.
Actually, no, they have,
Or they
they're
have-
one of the teams with the
Oh,
bye.
we got a
in
crash.
Turn 1, the 56 goes around, and we got cars all over the place. 2, 3, 4 cars go flipping through the air. The 89 of Herbert Solomon is one of them. The 56 is warping while flipping. Hard to tell where he's going. The 738's in it, and a lot of others. And just like that, on lap 5, we got trouble all over the place. It would not surprise me if maybe this is a warp-related accident, given where Gunther just went, but I think the first contact was him and Matt McIntyre in that 738.
So I don't know. I think 738 got into his left rear.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Gunther, like, moved up a lane or if the 738 moved down a bit. I'm not really sure what happened there, but either way, nowhere for the 89 to go. 64 is in it, 96.
Well, and Dewey's going to have to give you an update on the wreck because we have lost our cameras.
Oh no! Yeah, Gunther flipped, McIntyre flipped. I believe the 89 flipped over. Mark Snyder got a piece of it as well in the 27. 55 was in it as well. Quentin Moore. I believe the 32 also got a piece. Alexander Brown. So a good 7, 8 cars all up in this one. And again, about half of them flipping over here. So violent wreck here on just lap number 5. And that's definitely going to take some contenders out of the running here for tonight. We'll see how many of the cars involved can continue or how many are just going to park it and pack up and go home.
So we're back live. Again, it's manual cautions here, so no pace car out on track. Jessica Shelton's still your race leader, of course.
Looks like Gunther has retired, and the 64 car got disqualified somehow.
Oh?
I don't know if that was an administrative decision or if that was an in-game thing, but the 64 either way is also done for the evening. Josh Gosho, or Jason Gosho rather. So you got in the 30 or the 199 Danica Matthew, he's 5 laps down. I'm not sure if he's on track or now he is. So you got 31 cars still on the racetrack, 30 of them lead lap. As I think one of the 34 did not grid. But even though Gunther is the only retiree, I'm sure there are going to be multiple people from that incident that are going to be well off the pace here for the rest of the night. And that to me has to be one of the most disappointing parts to running a plate race like this, is when you have an early incident like this and your car ends up off the pace, you just have to run the rest of the race basically by yourself, way slower than anybody else, and that can get real frustrating really quick. As we got the 96 doing something on pit road here. I think he might have cut somebody off trying to get into his pit stall.
All right, Dewey, what do you, we saw some pretty intense racing there, obviously, to start this one out. What are your thoughts here, just a few laps in?
I mean, it looked pretty tame, even though they were double wide, but I'm just still not sure what really caused the incident to happen. I'm still not sure if maybe the 738 thought there was a gap where there wasn't, or if the 56 maybe moved up a bit too much, but either way, it became a pretty massive wreck that definitely is going to result in severe damage to some of the cars involved here. Hopefully, we don't see another wreck like that, at least not for quite some ways in the race.
Hopefully.
last thing you want to have at a race like this is not just for something like this to happen, but for it to happen multiple times in a very short span. So hopefully this is like, I guess, an isolated deal for now. But either way, it looks like we're about ready to go back green.
They're getting doubled up.
Or are they? Where's the pace car?
There is no pace car.
Oh, that's
Manual
right.
cautions.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on,
right.
Dewey.
Wow. Yeah.
You silly goose.
Whoopsie.
Honk honk.
Yeah, I got the couple guys towards the back catching up here. Quentin Moore, Tate Dorsey, and Jameson there in the 96, who had the issues on pit road, but looks to be fine now.
Oh, I think you got a call, Dewey.
I did.
Is that T-Mobile? Or Sprint? Oh, they're the same thing now, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they merged at some point.
Folks, if you want to know Dewey's address, you can just listen to Oof Sides over
No!
on JTN 2.
No! No, don't do that. No.
Can't wait for Steven to start spamming it in chat now.
Oh.
This is NR 2003. NASCAR Racing 2003 season. Yeah, Steven, don't do that. But yeah, watch Oof Sides. It's pretty good. Dewey's on it. If you like Dewey, go watch Oof Sides.
So it'll be Joshua Mercurio and Jessica Shelton leading us back to the green here on lap 8. Matt Kemp, Keith Hughes back in row 2. Nate Balser in the 079 rounding at the top 5.
And back away we will go. Green flag once again here from Talladega. Very slow restart. And we got one around at the back.
Trouble, 48's around, and he just got T-boned. That is... Looks like the
Alex
couple
Moe.
other cars. Quentin Moore also involved. Matt McIntyre.
You guys stop doing that. Here's a replay.
Alex Moe in the 48 was the one that got turned.
I believe we're under caution, right? We are under caution.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh.
Bit of an interesting, looks like there's a bit of a stack up between in front of the 48 with the 10 car, who just didn't really go, Victor Correa. And the 48 got it slowed down. Unfortunately, the car behind him could not. And there is your second caution of the night.
So working caution number 2 on the evening. Joshua Mercurio still out in front. Jessica Shelton, Matt Kemp, Nate Palliser, and Keith Hughes, your top 5. They're getting doubled up here. Enter turns 1 and 2. Beautiful sights here at the Talladega Superspeedway. It's Maverick Night in America. But remember, we got more great racing action coming up for you here on JTN. Bob Squad Racing Cup Series action heads to the original Lowe's Motor Speedway, now known as Charlotte. You'll see the link. It'll say Charlotte. It is Lowe's, though. 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a little trick with the algorithm, folks. Then it's the NNSCRA Talladega Special from Talladega Superspeedway, a.k.a. Talladega, or F, formerly known as Talladega Superspeedway. Coverage kicking off 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday night, October the 7th, and then October 8th, Fast Renegade Cup Series action heads to the Charlotte Roval. Coverage kicking off at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races and much, much more going to be live right here only on JTN.
Good slate of races here this week.
I'll say.
Intermediate, plate race, and a road course. Got a little bit of everything.
And it's Maverick Night in America making its return after a week off.
Just got to mix a short track in there somewhere, and we got pretty much one of everything.
Is that what you... When you go to the buffet, you get, like, one of everything?
Not one of everything, but a one of a
lot of
decent amount
things.
Also, did you just call it a buffet?
Yeah, I did, but not, like, actually. I know.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to, wanted to make sure.
Yeah, buffet.
So, quick yellow here for the spin in the back with the 48 and the 55. So it'll be Mercurio and Shelton leading us to the green once again. And hopefully we get a bit of a run here this time.
That would be the hope.
And off we go. Bit of a sluggish start there for Shelton. Inside definitely got a better start with Mercurio than the outside did. And I would think a couple of guys are going to dive down to the bottom here to try to gain some positions.
You gotta try to get down there as soon as possible. It seems like that inside line is definitely the better of the two.
Got to make sure you're clear before you do it. And Nate Blasdell in the 079 looks to be the only one that couldn't. But just as we say that, got some takers back on the high side, as it'll be the
Kemp getting
of
pushed
Matt
to the
Kemp
lead.
and the 82 of Keith Hughes are going to try to get around Mercurio here for the lead.
Side by side for the lead here at the front of the field. Mercurio on the bottom, Kemp on the outside. Toyota and Honda working together to get around the BMW of Mercurio. This time at the line, it'll still be the 044 leading. But Kemp on that outside line with help from points leader Keith Hughes. They're doing a good job of making that line work, Dewey.
Yeah, you got two of the best up there on the top, so it's going to be hard to beat them here in tonight's race for sure, especially if they continue to work together like they are right now. Got one in the wall out at turn 2. They're dooring each other back there, and one of them just went around.
Whitmore hard into the inside wall here. Down the back straightaway, 55 car around on the apron. We stay green.
Man, already the third incident of the night for that 55 car. It has not been a great start to the evening there for Quentin Moore. And I'm not sure if I don't think he's gotten it refired yet. Hopefully he can get it going here.
And it's been a hard couple weeks for the 55 team. These last couple Maverick Nights across America have not been what that team has been looking for. Have been involved in a couple incidents. I believe missed a race in there as well. They're looking forward to being back here tonight at Talladega, but now after that impact, it's going to be hard for them to scratch and claw their way back into this one. Mercurio out in front there in the 044. Help from Shelton there in second.
Yeah, and the 55 just got it towed back to the pits, so it's going to be a lengthy repair job for him now. It's going to be another rough evening, unfortunately, for him. Back up at the front, still side by side for the race lead. Mercurio on the bottom, Kemp up top. And the two lines look to be pretty even right now out of turn 4, so this should stay side by side for a bit as long as these lines stay even like this.
Folks, would like to remind you, if you haven't already, got 21 people currently watching, only 6 likes on the video. Hit that like button. Help support us here on JTN.
Don't hit it, smash it.
Smash it, that's right.
With authority.
Yep.
Oh, trouble! RJ Bishop's gone around in the middle of turn 2. And I think he's the only one involved. Looks like everybody else for right now avoids him somehow.
Oh man, that not what Edge was looking for there.
Not sure if this is going to be a yellow or not, but a remarkable job by everybody else to avoid him. Is
there
how
any
far up in the pack he was. That could have been way worse.
Was there any contact?
I'm not sure. He kind of just spun. I don't know if he had help or if maybe it was a net code kind of deal, but But very remarkable that nobody else was involved in it. And I think it might have been net code, honestly. Back up at the front, though, Matt Kemp of the 59 has taken the race lead from Joshua Mercurio. Has moved down to the bottom in front of that 044. That's going to stall out the outside line for right now, but the 59 definitely looks to be the class of the field right now. And of course, the only one with real-life racing experience, which I'm sure definitely helps here. Of course, none of his ARCA starts have been at Talladega, but of course, any real-life experience will be beneficial no matter where you go. bit of a jostling for position towards the rear of this pack. Because the 68 and the 30 moving around a bit.
We're on our robot cam arc right now. Got all these stationary cams around the track. You can just get the sounds of the pack going on by. Oh,
Not a lot of sounds I'd rather hear in the world than that.
let me tell you. Let me talk to you. Wow, you left me hanging there, Dewey.
Well, it's letting you talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do we still have side-by-side 2x2 action here at Talladega? Yeah. Through the trial will they go? We'll complete lap 16 here. Kemp still out front, Mercurio and Shelton in tow. The outside line still doesn't have the numbers right now that the inside does, but despite that, it looks like Keith Hughes is trying or starting to gain some ground back up towards these top three. As there's the 55 making his way off of pit road, he'll yield to the apron.
I'll probably miss out on this lead pack, but if you can get kind of situated in that second pack, maybe we still have some fun here tonight, learn some stuff.
Yeah, I think he's far too many laps down now to try to get back on the lead lap, but even if you're laps down, at the very least, at that point, I would at least just want to be able to race with other people and not just be stuck on my own the whole night. It's a pretty solid second pack here, led by Victor Correa in the 10. Maybe just laying back for right now. Him all the way back to Mark Snyder in the 27. So if that first pack ends up having a big incident, these guys are in a pretty good spot to miss it and gain some valuable spots.
They're 3 wide at the back of this pack, and as they're kind of jostling back there, that's allowing the inside line to kind of just continue to pull away, Dewey. Are these guys kind of getting in danger of letting this race run through whoever's leading the inside?
I mean, if this was with 10 laps to go, I would definitely say yes, but we still have over 70 laps to go, so I don't think that's something that anybody really needs to be concerned about right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just get the majority of the race over and done with without anything big happening. And I don't like as they got trouble though. Oscar Ramos just hit the inside wall and he hit it big. Single car incident. So a big thing just happened to Oscar Ramos, and it was not a good one, as he was running in 5th right before that happened. And we got more trouble in turn 3. Mike Carroll just went up on his side in the 35.
This is live. He's coming down the track. Cars are coming through. Oh, man.
As the 35 and the 95 of Garland Oaks were running up on the top in this main pack, and the 63 of Bowling was just in the high groove trying to stay out of the way, and I don't know if the two guys behind him saw him quick enough, and they just ran right into the back of him. But it'll be a caution number 3 of the night. So a tough break for Carroll Oaks and Oscar Ramos. I'm not sure which of these brought the caution up, but I would assume
I would
it would
assume
be the
it's
second of those.
Yeah, I don't... I mean, Oscar goes around after contact with Seth Cole. Cole kind of got on to him coming off the corner.
Oh. Yeah, tough hit there for the 5. Gonna be quite a bit of damage repair, and yeah, they just came up on the closing rate on the 63 was just so great that those two guys up top couldn't get it slowed down or down to the bottom in time, and 35 definitely got the worst of that deal. Thankfully, everybody else avoided him as he started to slide back down the track, but big hit nonetheless. Oscar Ramos is speeding down pit road. I don't think he's very happy with Seth Cole, and he just gave him a tap, and they're both spinning down into the grass.
Oh no!
Oh boy. Oscar Ramos not happy.
And has parked it or been parked. I don't know.
But that's going to prevent Seth Cole from making his pit stop, as he basically got bodied back out onto the racetrack, and Ramos did that and immediately retired the car. So definitely showing his displeasure with how he was raced there from the 77, but that honestly, that didn't look to be like too big of a push or anything. It just that stuff just kind of happens sometimes.
Yeah. Tempers
But-
flaring at Talladega. Have you ever?
Plenty of times. In fact, 3 days ago. Of course, the big post-race fight that took place between Matt Crafton and Nick Sanchez, which resulted in both of them being fined and Nick Sanchez's father being suspended.
That was crazy.
It was.
Dude,
Been a while since I've seen a NASCAR fight result in somebody's face being bloodied up that much, but thankfully Nick seems to be okay despite how he looked in the video. So Seth Cole will have to make his pit stop here since he was unable to as a result of that contact with the 5. Silver lining, I guess, that resulted in him leading a lap. But he's going to lose a lot of spots as a result of him pitting.
so they'll get doubled up here for the restarts. Kemp still with control. Like our scroller's having some issues tonight too with the larger field size, so apologies on that, folks. Dude, it's one of those nights, ain't it?
It is.
Are you having fun? You sound.
I
You,
am having
you
fun.
just sound like you're smiling.
I
know?
I am definitely smiling right now. Not sure if Seth Cole's having fun, but I'm having fun. Though, if anything, at least, you know, obviously Seth's going to lose a lot of spots since he had to pit after everybody else, but it doesn't look like he got any substantial damage from being hit by the 5, so at the very least, he still has a clean car with a lot of laps to go. So maybe this gives him an opportunity for right now to just lean back or lay back right now and just kind of let the chips fall how they do and maybe make his way back up later in the going. So even though obviously he has no damage and didn't really do anything wrong necessarily, still an opportunity here maybe for him to change his mindset of how he was going to approach tonight's race.
They look like they're going pretty fast for coming to a restart, don't they?
Looks like they're going about 70. I don't think that's...
It seems.
Is that fast?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
Oh. I'm crazy.
It'll be Matt Kemp on the bottom. Thomas Troxel in the 62, and they're in second. New face up here at the front. Cody Lamas, Nate Basdell,
Balser.
God.
Bassel.
I'm
Green
off the
flag.
names
We're
tonight. My
back
gosh.
underway here from Talladega as Dewey's going to try to figure out how to read.
Learn with me. No.
Troxel gets down in line there in third. Lamas giving a push to Kemp in the 59. Top 4 all single file. First battle is between the 88 and 079. Give it to the 88. Battle for 6th.
Lamas briefly jumps up high there out of 2, looking for the lead, thinking about it again, trying to see if he can drag anybody up there with him. No takers right now, so the top 5 remain single file there on that bottom side. Looks like Mercurio's peeking the nose out in the 044. Thinks better of it. He'll stay on the bottom for right now as well. Just about 1/4 of the way through this one. So still a ways to go here in tonight's event. Already had quite a bit of action and still plenty of time for more as the 59 continues to pace the field here on the high banks of Talladega. Seth Cole, RJ Bishop jostling for position there going into turn 3. Those guys running in the back half of the top 20. Still laying back for right now is really the entire field now has got themselves single file, save for 1 or 2. So I'm sure nobody really would complain if they run maybe 20, 30, 40 laps like this just to get themselves in a good rhythm and get the laps ticking down faster.
That's kind of what this race has been missing so far, right? Haven't really found that rhythm just yet.
And obviously, as a fan watching from home, you might see that and think, oh man, this is boring. They're all just running around on the bottom, not doing anything. But it makes perfect sense for them to do that. Like, there's really no reason to be, aggressive and doing anything crazy this early on. Just, get your feet under you, get yourself into a good groove, and see where you end up from there. Couple of cars are going to go side by side, though, at the tail end of the pack.
Harlan Oaks in front of, I believe that's Seth Cole.
And RJ Bishop up there as well with, who's that? The 24 of Dylan Young. So I got about 4 guys doing it. And actually, towards the front, they're thinking about it as well, as Lamas and Troxel were thinking about pulling out, and the 96 and the 4 already have.
Well, second and third do. I mean, if you have 2 or 3 cars go together, you can all pass whoever's in the lead, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I've always been, like, so surprised about at the super speedways doing. Maybe you can take myself, and everyone at home through the the psychological aspect of it a little bit more, but are you almost in, like, one of these prisoner's dilemmas when you're the second place car?
You absolutely are, because if you go and you get the help...
Caution's
Yeah,
out.
the caution is out, though.
Don't know why.
We'll have to explain that momentarily. I don't
Oh,
think
Benjamin
any-
Snyder went around.
I was gonna say, I didn't see anything happen.
In contact with Tate Dorsey. Here's a replay. They're drafting together here into turn 3. Ben's gonna wash up high. And then comes down the track into Tate.
Oh! Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, he didn't hit anything,
He didn't.
but he looks like he still called it a night, though.
Peculiar.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. At some point, Victor Correa retired as well with a clutch problem, so it looks like we're down to about 25 or 26 left out on the racetrack.
Oh, we've
As
lost
if-
8?
Yeah, the 199 retired, and there was the 5. Gunther retired from the first accident. Benjamin just did. So yeah, we're down 7 or 6, 7 cars already. But still 26 left out on the racetrack. So still a sizable field remains here for the remainder of the race. As the 079 has spun in the grass. I'm not sure how he got himself there.
The 6 was around on pit lane.
Oh, there was a big stack up. The 079, the 4. I think the 98 tried to pit from the outside lane, and when he slowed down, the 079 and the Ford just had nowhere to go, and it sent the 079 spinning into the grass. So caution number 4 here on lap 28. Jesse Bowling in the 63, the current leader under yellow, though I'm not sure if this is going to change hands potentially with him pitting here, or if he's elected to stay himself out.
Dude, do you want to get in a word with our friends from AutoSim 2 here before we go back green?
Sure.
Let's hear a word from our friends with AutoSim 2.
Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because AutoSim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2.
We're back here on JT, and again, AutoSim 2 now available on Steam for $9.99. Encourage you to go check it out. 63, Jesse Bowling is in the grass. 35. Oh, man. Dewey, we stepped away for a second, and we got cars crashing under caution.
What happened?
I don't... Don't know.
I think it was the 63. Or the 63 was slow, but then somebody else spun behind him, 35.
All right.
So,
Bowling
Jesse
with control.
Jesse Bowling, Thomas Troxel, Jessica Sheldon going to lead us back to the green here.
And...
Oh, and the 98 got a bad bump.
we're back underway. Green
Oh,
flag.
jeez. Yeah, I think somebody went a little bit early there and got into the back of the 98 car of Tristan Grace. As Troxel's going to cross over Jesse Bowling here and try to take the race lead in that 62.
Can't give up the bottom.
Well, I wondered if the 63 was maybe trying to get out of the way at first, and he's going to be taking 3, maybe even 4 wide here down the backstretch.
Ah.
This is going to get a bit dicey.
Ah, man. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, jeez. Okay, I think we're good now.
Ah!
Maybe not.
I don't
maybe
know.
Not.
I don't
98's
know.
warping back there. 63's in
Dewey,
front of
I don't
the,
know. I'm scared.
Oh, 44! They're warping!
Dewey,
They're
I'm scared.
making contact! What is happening right now?
Dewey!
Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, I think we're good.
Ah!
Whew. Well, after all that, Jesse Bowling's now about 15th place, and Mercurio lost a whole host of spots as well. After whatever that was.
My genuine reaction.
About 5 or 6 near misses that could have resulted in disasters. Mercurio just doored the 63 down the backstretch.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think he's very thrilled with Jesse Bowling right now.
Jesse Bowling is now 3 wide.
On the road at the back of the back.
Ah!
Xavier Brown trying to pass the 63 on the outside, which he does. That was something. That was one of the sequences of all time, I think.
Almost there in the 84, trying to lead the outside line. Kept going up as well in the 59.
Carson Muyong in the 47, maybe trying to make a move here as well. First time we really talked about him so far tonight. And he'll jump up top right in between the 59 and the 84. For about 2 seconds. Oh, and then he does it again. Getting a bit indecisive there. Gotta pick one. As he finally elects the outside there, and he'll be in a Matt Kemp, Cody Lamas sandwich here out of turn 4, as the 59 tries to retake the race lead from Thomas Troxel in that 62 machine.
Guys on the outside, 59's been a pretty good leader.
He has. Stuck in the pre-race how some guys might be better pushers, some guys might be better at leading a line, as the 47 might not be a very good pusher, perhaps, as he gets way squirrely there. And that's going to really hamper the progress of the outside line now, but he'll have help from Jameson in the 96.
Dude, that's kind of rude of you just to like say that about somebody, just so nonchalantly.
Or maybe
It's
his
okay, I'm
car is
just-
set up a bit loosely, and it
Let's
maybe
fix
his
that up,
car-
Dewey. Everyone's got the same thing.
Well, there's different steering ratios and all that
Oh,
good stuff. You know, you never know.
The
Look,
seams.
Maybe he has a bit more of a difficult time handling a push in the middle of the corner than other people, which isn't a bad thing. It was a good save. He's fine. His car is undamaged. He can, he's still good. It's all good. I think it was contact, though, between him and Lamas that got him squirrely in the beginning. But either way, though, it was a good save. And there are just some guys that are, are better at pushing than being pushed. And maybe the 47's just better at pushing.
Yeah, I'm just joking with ya.
59, though, definitely looks to be one of the guys that's better at being pushed, as he has been one of the leaders, whether it be on the top or the bottom, for pretty much the entirety of the race up to this point.
Were you a line leader back in the day?
I was always a stay in the back until about 10 to go and hope I don't wreck.
I don't think you
as I make
understood
my
my
way through the
question.
field. But usually I prefer to be pushed than push.
For anyone out there, if you are a line leader, I salute you. Making sure everyone got to their next class okay. Meanwhile, Dewey thinks I'm talking about racing. Speaking of, presented by Scheme Haven, it's our upcoming
Unreal.
races here on JTN. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action is live Thursday night from the Lowe's Motor Speedway, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And an SCRA from Talladega, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, and then Sunday at 9. Fast Renegade Cup Series action from the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval. Those races much, much more live right here only on JTN, presented by our friends, Dewey, at Scheme Haven.
Yes, SchemeHaven.com. Check it out, man. Trying to create the biggest archive of
Largest.
racing images
Largest
Out.
archive.
out on the web.
Largest.
Yeah,
Not biggest.
the largest.
Thank you.
That again is SchemeHaven.com, as we've got 3 wide here in the middle as the 4 car just got shuffled out from the top.
Bye-bye, Christian Torres.
He's got no help, and he's going to go straight to the back. Seth Cole now leading the top side in that 77. Is at some point I think he moved up from the bottom and got in front of Matt Kemp, as the 4 will file himself in line behind Mercurio. So 2 lines now pretty even as they make their way through the tri-oval. Troxel still leading out front, as they're about 10 laps shy now of halfway. A large chunk of the field now in this main pack. I think all but about 6 or 7 cars currently residing up in this front pack. As with the couple of cars that retired, it's a bit more difficult to try to make your own pack to lay back. But there are about 4 or 5 that are kind of doing their own thing just now coming out of turn 4.
no, we got one in the grass coming back up the track.
That could have been really bad.
I'm channeling my Inner Tail Jr. tonight because it's Talladega. And just
That was Nate Balzer that took that ride through the grass, but a great save by him, and we stay green.
My goodness.
Yeah, there's been a couple of close calls like that now. Had the 47 about 5 laps ago. A couple other ones. We have had a big wreck, but could have easily had 2 or 3 more by this point. At the line, it's going to be, I believe, Matt Kemp just over Seth Cole. Or actually, my mistake, that is Keith Hughes in the 82, now leading the top side ahead of Kemp. So our points leader leading an important lap here for tonight, trying to keep that points lead. Lamas makes a move back to the bottom, or he tries to. Might not have been clear, but he forced himself in there anyway, in between Seth Cole and Thomas Troxel. So that 84 now third on the bottom, and that's going to stall the progress of the outside line. And we've got
We are
almost
trying
trouble.
to crash.
Oh my gosh,
We
what a
are
save.
actively trying to crash, and we can't do it.
That was the 32 of Alexander Brown, who was dead sideways in the middle of turn 4 and somehow kept that car straight.
We are trying to crash, and we cannot. I love to see it. You love to see it at home. Click the like button. Subscribe. You don't want to miss a second of the action in the closing stage of this race. I have no idea what's going on tonight, Dewey, but I'm loving it.
Yeah, there's been some pretty solid stuff going on so far, but you, of course, you don't want to miss any of the action, whether it's on lap 40 or if it's on lap 94. It's all going to be good and exciting. Looks like the 079 is going to head down pit road here by himself under green. So that's going to cost Nate Balzer quite a bit of time here. Not sure if this is a scheduled pit stop or unscheduled, though I would assume it's unscheduled.
Yeah, Jeffrey, that little emoji, that is me. That is me. Right here in the booth. I am scared. I am terrified, petrified. Hopefully not mortified.
Yeah, there have been a whole host of close calls as Mercurio just doored somebody out of line.
That's Xavier Brown.
Yeah, Mercurio just went up like 2 lanes and just doored him out of the groove completely. I'm not sure what that's about. Not a very nice thing to do, perhaps.
Oh, really? It's not?
Well,
Dewey, you're not nice.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be doored out of a line by somebody to my bottom. That's just me, though. But Mercurio did that, and then he went all the way back down to the bottom, so I don't think Mercurio might be too thrilled that 30 car right now, as he is still now dropping some spots here by himself on that top side, as Garland Oaks now to his inside. RJ Bishop also in the 42, slower on the top side as they come up to the slower car there in the 738. As the 738 was one of those involved in the incident on lap 4, and he's just, unfortunately, that far off the pace where he just can't stay in a draft. So it's been a long night for Matt McIntyre, unfortunately, in that 738 car. Probably hoping for some later race attrition and maybe pick up a couple extra spots here before the night's over.
Yeah.
As they're going to come up on Balzer now in the 079, who we saw just pit from this top pack. Of course, his car doesn't have damage, so once they catch him, he should be able to latch on to the end of this pack and should get the free pass should a yellow come out. As the field will whiz by and put him 1 lap down now. Staying out of the way there on the top.
You know, Dewey, I see folks talk about, you know, it's racing. It's Tuesday night. We're racing here on JTN. It's Maverick Night in America. You know, other people would say it's a different night in America. No, it's Maverick Night in America on Tuesday nights. You're live here on JTN. You're making sure you're subscribed. You click the bell icon to be notified, and you get racing like this. We're at Sonoma next week. Who knows what the twists and turns out in Wine Country are going to give us? Couple weeks off. As we head to Phoenix, then Homestead to wrap up the 24 race season schedule. Dewey, the Maverick Cup Series is coming to the end, but if you're at home, even if this is your first time tuning in, you don't want to miss this. We got Crash.
Alex Moe just got turned in the 48, and he is not going to be the only one involved. How is that not worse?
We got cars on pit road.
How is that not bigger?
Are we staying green?
Maybe? Alex Moe just got turned from like 10th or 11th in line, and somehow him and Garland Oaks were the only 2 involved in that.
Here's the replay.
Oh, and Moe just hit the wall again.
I don't think he has tires.
Yeah, that's probably a blown right in front at the very least. I think he just got a bad tap there from the 95, and we do have a caution though, and the 77 for some reason has not entered pit road in 3rd. He got turned, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna get turned by
Or were these green flag pit stops?
These were green flag pit stops.
And Lamas came in a bit too hot and got into him, and so did the 96 who spun and hit the inside wall.
96 got hit by the 95.
And I believe the 95 was the same one that
turned Alex Moe.
Yeah, so not
Whoops.
the greatest sequence there, unfortunately, for Garland Oaks in the 95. And a tough break for Seth Cole as well, who has now had 2 pit-related spins here tonight.
Neither of his own doing.
Indeed. Yeah, the 84 just got in a bit hot. That, unfortunately, I've done that. Like, that's gotta be one of the worst feelings, is you just miss the mark heading down on the pit road, and you know for a fact that you're going to run into the back of somebody, and you know they're not going to be thrilled with you. It's not a very good feeling.
I have no idea who the leader actually is. I believe it's Jessica Shelton.
And she is on pit road, as is the 4.
I would assume everyone that hadn't
48.
pit, they're pitting here under caution.
So the caution was indeed, but was it? Is this a caution because Troxel and Keith Hughes, they're still going full speed in the triable. Are we under caution?
No?
Because the 88 seems to be exiting pit road a little slower than she might be able to as the field whizzes by. So if this wasn't a caution, it just broke the field up into like 5 pods of cars. What is happening here? Okay,
right.
So it's not a caution. We have confirmation that the race is still green.
I would like to tell the folks at home that this is not our fault. Okay? This is not our fault. We have been told that if there is contact and there are cars around, that is a caution. There was contact twice and there were cars around, but not a caution, I guess, because it was only one car that went around.
I guess. So Keith Hughes, Thomas Troxel, and Alexander Brown are the 3-pack at the front that are leading this thing. Lamas, Landon Pavlin, Mercurio, and Tristan Grace are the next 4.
Folks, I don't know what's going on. And I don't mean that in like, oh, I'm an idiot. I just don't know what's going on. I do know, though, that I'd really appreciate it if you click the like button to help me figure out what's going on. So please click the like button on the video. We'd appreciate it so much.
The easier it gets to figure out.
Exactly. Yeah, Furco, so I hit the yellow button, that's all controlled by us here at JTN. That has nothing to do with the game. they're not running in-game cautions.
Yeah, these are manual.
It's all manual
cautions,
yellows.
So anytime the caution's thrown out, you will not see the pace car, and you will not see the caution lights on the track light up yellow.
Katarina says, what's the favorite band of NASCAR drivers? Do you know?
A lot of, I don't know about a favorite, but I can tell you it's probably in the country genre.
I'm pretty sure this is a joke. I'm hoping. One Direction. That's good.
That's good. I like that one.
All right, we got 3 people to click the like button. Thank you guys so much.
So the top 4 are still up front. Alexander Brown thought about jumping up to the top, but there's nobody to do it with. As they've put Dylan Young and Alex Moe a lap down each. So those top 3 are there. 2 lapped cars. It's a pack of 4 led by Cody Lamas. It's Garson Muyung and Matt Kemp are by themselves in 8th and 9th, and then Shelton, Seth Cole, and Christian Torres and RJ Bishop are the next 4. So like that whole sequence has resulted in this lead group being split up in about 5 or 6 just pods of cars.
I do think the drivers get dizzy. How could you not get dizzy? Sorry, dude. I'm talking with chat right now.
It's very well possible.
I feel like if you were new to it, you'd probably get dizzy.
I think I'd probably get nausea before dizzy, but... Or nauseous, rather.
Oh, man.
That was quite the sequence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I would imagine that in due time, we will probably get some of these smaller pods to form up and become bigger groups of cars. As I believe that group led by Cody Lamas is starting to catch the top 3, which now have the lapped cars of Dylan Young and Alex Snow at the tail end of it. So if these combine, it'll give us a pack of 9, which will be the biggest pack on the racetrack. Just a weird sequence that led to all this. I think the 32 is still trying to find a place he can jump up and try to get the lead, but I don't think the lappers of Moe and Young have tried going with him yet, but he might be able to now because that second pack of 4 is right there. And Lamas is going to jump up high and see if they can take their run all the way up to the lead. 32 sensed it, and now he's going to be in front of Lamas, or at least was for a moment. So the 32 ducks back down. Bit of contact maybe between him and Troxel. Brown will jump back up to the high side. Troxel thinks about it. Keith Hughes is going to block, and just like that, we got a pack of 8 going for the lead. Just past halfway. As Troxel tried to block again, I don't think he was clear that time, and they're going to do something here that might not work. As Lamas will go back down to the bottom, he'll take 3rd, and now it's the 32 leading that top side. That was
You know, at least they're doing more than Kevin Harvick did at the end of the race on Sunday, so...
That is true. But now the question is, they've done it on lap 52, will they do it on lap 94?
I would think they do a little bit more on lap 94, do we?
One would hope.
That'd be my assumption.
And probably also expect.
Yeah. Yeah.
As looks like they're going to catch another slower car. Mark Snyder in the 20, or the 27, who I believe is the last car on the lead lap as they run.
And Mark has put together a really solid season in this 27. Seen a lot of improvement out of this team this year.
Absolutely.
Obviously not the way they wanted tonight's race to go, but doing a good job here this evening. Just gotta stay up out of the way of the leaders.
This is going to be a lucky dog battle, though, as Snyder is going to be battling here with Dylan Young and Alex Mo, who are in this lead pack for that lucky dog spot.
Dylan Young in the 24, Alex Mo in the 48.
And now Snyder will have to hope he can latch on to the back of this group here and make it a battle. So right now, the lucky dog, if a yellow were to come out, would be that 24 of Dylan Young. And I'm not sure if Mark's going to have enough speed here to keep himself in this pack. Back up front, though, it's going to be Cody Lamas taking the race lead away at the line, barely, from Keith Hughes. Looks like they're about to catch another one here.
Mike Carroll.
Yeah, in the 35. He was up on his side from the last caution. So he'll try to join this battle here for the lucky dog spot. Looks like Mark was able to, he's barely hanging on to the back of this pack now, so maybe, I think Carroll might be off pace actually. He might not be able to stay in it either. But Mark being able to stay into it makes it a three-car battle here for that pre-pass position. And it's a ways away to the next group of Garland Oaks, Jamison, and Tate Dorsey, who are still coming out of turn 4. That's how much this field's separated as a result of A, the pit road spin, and B, the incident with 48. So quite a few guys, I'm sure, wanting a yellow to get themselves back into this and get everybody grouped back up together.
With Cody out in front now, we're going to probably approach our final round of pit stops in another, I don't know, 10 laps or so, do we? No, actually, we'll probably have 2 more rounds of pit stops, won't we?
I think it's going to be close between 1 and 2. Maybe some guys try to stretch it, or we'll have to see, but of course, at the very least it'll be 1, and I'm sure that 1 will jostle up this running order even more. Unless the yellow were to come out before it. The 30 of Xavier Brown will yield to the leaders here on the inside.
Classy move there by the driver of the 30 as he comes up the track.
I thought he was going to come all the way back up, but
He thought about it.
yeah.
Didn't do it, but he thought about it.
I think he's now 2 or 3 laps down.
Another driver with a rough night, one of our series regulars.
Looks like Matt McIntyre in the 738 finally took it behind the garage, or behind the wall, and called it a night for the 738. So his night, unfortunately, was really over before it started. As was Herbert Solomon, he retired a couple laps ago, Jesse Bowling as well. So down to 23 or 24 cars now on the track. So still about 2/3 of the field remains.
Oh, Alex Mo into the
48
wall.
out of line into the outside wall, just barely. Not sure what might have precipitated that.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It has. I think he might have gotten bumper grabbed off of the car in front of him. But with how little he hit the wall, there shouldn't be any damage on that car. But the negative to it is he's now out of this lead pack and out of this lucky dog battle. So we've got a pack of 8 cars here from the front. Mark Snyder trying to latch on in the 27. 7 of them on the lead lap, 2 of them 1 lap down, and fighting for who will be the free pass if another yellow were to occur. I'm sure quite a few people up here and not in this pack would like a yellow to come out, but that remains to be seen if one does end up happening. Alexander Brown in the 32 trying to make a move for the lead. Joseph Landy Pavlin's going to help him at least momentarily.
Yeah, it's not going to work because Keith Hughes is going to get to the inside of
I think
Pavlin.
walked a bit too. And 32 jumps back down. Now the 68's the odd one out.
World Racing Media Toyota.
And he's going to have to file probably all the way in the back behind Mercurio now. And it looks like Mark Snyder, unfortunately, has lost this main group. So we're down to 8 cars up at the front. Dylan Young, the only one of them 1 lap down. So the 24 all but set as the free pass here if we have a yellow. But we're going to have green flag pit stops before that. 24 stays out. And, oh, the 98 just came in real hot. That might be a speeding penalty for him.
Oh, Tristan.
They're stacked up behind him. 32 might have just missed his stall, perhaps. 62 trying to make his way in.
Why is pit road on the Superspeedway so difficult?
I think obviously you're going at a much higher rate of speed when you're going to pit at a Superspeedway than other tracks, but you're also pitting in a pod in a huge group of cars, which you don't also do at other racetracks. So between all of that, it becomes very, very difficult, especially as well when you're maybe running 4 wide out on the racetrack, trying to get down to maybe 1 or 2 lanes at the most, trying to get down on a pit road. So all that together, super speedway pitting definitely more challenging than pitting in any other venue. Thankfully no spins this time, though, as of course the 77 went around on the previous round of green flag stops.
And we thought that was caution, and it was
and
not.
We've got another one. The 4 just got tagged by the 48 coming in. That's Christian Torres. As the 48 came in way hot here and just got right into the back of him. So that's going to break up the pod that the 4 and the 88 had together.
So are like race car drivers like whales? They like swim in pods, or?
I guess when it comes to green flag pit stops, they like to sometimes. As Joseph Landy Pavlin, I think, had a slower stop, so he's lost this main pack. Now riding with Matt Kemp in the 59.
Who was in the second pack.
Joshua Mercurio, Alexander Brown by themselves. Down to Hughes, Lamas, and Troxel out on their own up at the front. As Dylan Young stayed out when the leaders pit. So he's no longer with this group either. Now in between Brown and Jessica Shelton. So we're going to have a group of 5. As Mercurio and Brown should catch this top 3. So if this thing stays green, it looks like it's going to come down to one of these 5 cars for the race win tonight. As the 62 just went onto the apron going into turn 1.
Something's wrong?
I don't know what just happened there. But he's going to file in now behind the 32. As, another little pack here. Jessica Shelton's been caught by Landy Pavlin and Matt Kemp. So those 3 and Dylan Brown look to be, or Dylan Young rather, look to be forming a group of their own.
Yeah, I just can't believe how splintered up this field got.
And it happened very quickly, too.
Yeah.
Looks like Troxel's actually lost his top 4. with his excursion there, turn 1 last time by.
Yeah.
So, 4 guys here up at the front with 29 to go. And yeah, for a large percentage of the field, it's going to take a caution coming out for these guys to have a chance to win now. As everybody got so split up and divided that just nobody's anywhere near each other, and when you're in a group that small, you just can't generate the run needed to catch the group at the front. So you're just kind of stuck in no man's land right now with no way to improve.
Remember, folks, we got more great race action coming at you live here on JTN, presented by our friends at SchemeHaven.com. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action live Thursday night from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, formerly known as the Lowe's Motor Speedway, as there's one car around in front of the leaders.
Is this going to be our caution? It's RJ Bishop in the 42.
Oh my
Looks like he got a
goodness.
tap from Tate Dorsey in the 6.
Dewey, I am terrified. I am
Oh, they're
terrified.
coming full speed at him. Oh my gosh.
AE dub. AE dub. Alright, anyways. Talladega special with the NNSCRA. There we go. Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time for that one. As the caution is now out.
Yeah, leaders are slowing down, so it looks like we do have a yellow here. So that's the yellow that a large chunk of the field needed. And for the,
You can catch up.
thing with what happened with the 62 there in turn 1, Thomas in the chat, or the game chat, a bug crawled on my foot. So I guess he was trying to get the bug off his foot, and it just...
Oh my
There you go.
goodness. Oh my goodness. That is amazing.
Hey, you know what? I get it. I really do. I wouldn't want a bug crawling on my foot while I raced either.
What about doctor in your room?
So the free pass, I think, is going to be Garland Oaks here in the 95.
Dewey goes crazy.
There's bugs in your skin. You got to get them out.
What? What are you talking about, Dewey? You know anything
I don't know.
about Jacoby operators?
I don't know.
So Garland Oaks, as you said, gonna get the free pass. Let's go around a lap here. But everyone else on the lead lap gonna come down pit lane this time by. Be a busy pit road. A couple lap down cars towards the back also coming down. That was almost tragic for RJ.
Yeah, there were.
I don't
quite
know
a
why
few
that was a
close
caution
calls.
though, and the others weren't.
Yeah, definitely a weird way for the caution to come out. But again, a break that a lot of people needed, as there were just these little pods that couldn't generate anything. And now for this restart, everybody's going to be all packed up together. And I believe with these pit stops, everybody should be good to go on fuel to the end of the race as well.
Yeah, Zach, the Fast Roll is being broadcast. And you're not going to be there. Dewey, do you have a favorite type of cheese?
A favorite type of cheese?
Yes, that is our weird question for this caution. And folks at home, if you have a favorite type of cheese, put it in chat.
Well, it depends. What are you doing with the cheese?
It doesn't like top cheese.
Like you slice it and you put it on crackers? You melted it on something? What are you doing with this
Nope.
cheese?
Just favorite cheese.
Just favorite cheese.
Yep. Ryan says Swiss.
I think I might have to go mozzarella with this one.
Okay. Okay. Daniel says all cheese. Zach says blue cheese. Yuck.
Nah, no, he's right. Blue cheese is good. We are professional mold enjoyers.
I'm a big Munster guy.
Munster's solid.
Love Munster cheese. Munster cheese on grilled cheese sandwiches.
Can't go wrong with pepper jack.
Honestly, you just can't go wrong with cheese.
I know somebody that the only way they'll eat cheese is if it's shredded on a salad.
Who would that be?
Just a friend of mine.
Oh.
They won't put it on a burger or fries or anything else. The only way they ever eat cheese is on a salad shredded, and it's like cheddar. Very peculiar.
Very peculiar indeed. Troxel with
What's
control. For the restart.
What will probably be peculiar is this restart.
They've all been. Here we go. Coming to lap 71 and 94. Green flag. We're back underway.
24 to go. Getting to closing time here. So those aggressive moves we were talking about earlier, now is probably you're going to start to see them. Troxel still up front on the bottom, thinking about maybe blocking the top, but I don't think you've waited too long to do it.
You're just scaring Keith Hughes. I always had this philosophy, Dewey, that, like, you know, side draft doesn't really work in NR.
It does not.
But you can scare somebody.
You can.
And sometimes
tactics are definitely useful in this game.
Sometimes you can use that to your advantage.
Yeah, it didn't quite work there for Troxel, but maybe worth trying, I guess.
Yeah.
As Keith Hughes and Alexander Brown are going to power down to the outside. And the 82 once again leads it here. Coming towards closing time here at Dig, and he'll drop down to the bottom.
"22 laps remain here from Talladega. When we get back to the line, it's Keith Hughes now controlling the inside line. Have to think there's at least one more pit stop in this race.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure what the window is, but
These teams love to lie to us down in the garage area about what they can get on fuel, don't they?
You don't think they can make it 24 laps to the end?
I thought normally it's like you can only get like 18.
I guess we'll find
At
out.
2x wear.
I mean, if it's only about 18 laps, then these guys are going to have to pit with about 5 laps to go.
Yeah,
So,
that's why I said they'll have
that's
to
going to
pit.
be interesting.
Dewey. Click the like button, folks, if you appreciate my sass.
Well, I'm not clicking the like button then.
Click the like button if you appreciate the paycheck.
I have been...
Dewey's clicking the like button.
Yep. I have to now.
Keith Hughes out in front. Troxel, Shelton, Mercurio, Cole, your top 5 here. 21 laps to go.
The illusion of choice.
Folks, we would appreciate it, though, if you, in all seriousness, please hit that like button in the video, underneath the video. It does do a lot to help support us here on JTN. When you click the like button, this stream and the replay of it will get recommended to more folks on the YouTube platform. When that happens, we get more people tuning in. When we get more people tuning in, it gives these drivers a larger stage, whatever league they may be in, a larger stage to race on. And they always appreciate it. We, of course, appreciate your support of us here on JTN. Cannot thank you enough for being here with us tonight as the battle for the lead heats up. Jessica Shelton has help from Mercurio and Cole.
Yeah, I'm sure if there's anything Jessica Shelton appreciates right now, it's the push she's getting from that 044. As this is the first time she's going to take the lead tonight where it hasn't been during green flag pit stops. So not a bad time for the 88 to show herself here, as not a lot of laps to go, and now you find yourself in contention. As Seth Cole, who of course had the 2 incidents on pit road tonight, finds himself back up there again as well. So that caution saved quite a few people's races, and when we once thought it was down to 4, now maybe it's about 14 that have a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, how the tides changed, right, with that one caution being thrown. Now you got, like you said, about 14 cars up here that are going to be jostling to try to find a way into victory lane, and for those 4 drivers that were looking like they were in the catbird seat, I mean, it's got to be frustrating, right, Dewey? How do you get yourself refocused after kind of that letdown? Because I think when the odds grow in your favor that much as it was for those 4, it's got to be at least a little bit disappointing, if not frustrating, to have a caution come out.
I think there's definitely some disappointment to it, but at the end of the day, those 4 also restarted up, 1 through 4, so they're still in the best spot compared to anybody else's. Of course, Hughes and Troxel are still leading that bottom side, so they're still in a good position to win, but obviously much more difficult to keep yourself up there than it was prior to that caution.
Dewey always with the level-headed approach. That's why we love him.
I mean, obviously there's going to be some disappointment, but at the end of the day, you still have 18 laps to try to get the win, so it's not like you got taken out of contention or anything. It's just a bit more challenging than it was before.
If you want to hear Dewey scream, check out Oof Sides over on JTN2.
I can scream about how the Patriots are bad. It's a good time. Still almost a dead heat here down the backstretch. Shelton has a car length over the 82, but a dead heat between everybody else in this pack. As somebody just warped all the way around as Xavier Brown is driving through the infield. And he just ran into the fence in the inside of the track. He is stuck inside the fence.
There he is. Oh, wow.
Needless to say, I don't think he's going to be racing anymore tonight.
No, well, let's get the fans at home replay. Oh, man.
I'm not sure what... I don't know. Maybe he was trying to retire from the race realistically and pull into a garage stall and just didn't know the fence was there.
I don't know. Back up front, Jessica Shelton with the lead.
Bit surprised that 88 hasn't gone down to the bottom. She's had a car length or so now for a lap or 2 to do it.
So
Maybe
Dewey
she's trying to bring Mercurio with her.
and Seth Cole in the 77, those are all drivers that work together very often and fairly well.
There they go.
Yeah.
All 3 of them. So now with 15 laps remaining, those 3 control the race on that bottom side. So if there's any time you want to get 3 guys that work together up at the front, it's about right now. As there's really nobody up on that, only about 3 or 4 cars on the high side, and around goes Thomas Troxel, and he's going to take quite a few people with him.
Big crash here in turn number 4, coming down to the end of this one.
Mark Snyder, Tristan Grace.
Tate Dorsey.
And it's been a great night for Thomas Troxel, and
One
has
bump.
gone down the tubes very quickly here.
Well, Tristan said, watch out if you're in front of me to my competitors out there tonight. 98 into the back of the 62 here in turn 3.
Yeah, I think it might have just been too big of a push. Big hit to the outside wall for the 98, though.
Tristan is our biggest fan of the Fake Racers podcast, so probably shouldn't be too mean. Ugh.
Yeah, I think he just gave the 62 a bit too hard of a tap there, and it just sent Troxel spinning. But it was a huge hit, though, again, for the 98 coming back up the hill into the outside wall.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dewey, come down pit road, get some fuel, you're good to go.
Yeah, definitely want to do that, but what I am curious about is, are we going to see some people maybe take half a tank or one tank of gas as opposed to a full tank? Yeah.
One tank
Obviously,
versus half a tank?
Obviously, you can't strategize as much because tires don't really make nearly as much of a difference on these plate races. But with this late in the going, you can definitely try to see who may try to take less fuel than others and still make it. So we will have to watch the race off pit road here and see if anybody tries something interesting. Shelton first, then it's Keith Hughes. Looks like Kemp third, Christian Torres, Mercurio, Brown, and Cole. So I think a couple of spots did change hands here.
All right. Dewey, how do we rack up for this, final 12 laps of this race when we get back going? Are we gonna get them all under green?
I'm gonna say no. I think we're gonna have at least one more yellow here before the night's over.
Are we gonna have a good time?
Yes. We're always gonna have a good time.
Like, yes. So Tristan's staying out in the 98. Wasn't Tristan involved in this wreck?
He was.
Okay.
Did he never pit?
He had to have.
Well, I don't know how he did and came out first, because that was a whole lot of damage he had to fix.
I am confused, befuddled, and fuzzled.
Oh, so he pit on the caution lap.
You can do that?
I don't know if you can, but he did. He pit right after the caution came out, so while the field was lining up, he was on pit road, so that's how he leapfrogged everybody, by hitting early, and then when everybody else did, he just stayed out. Like, I don't know if you can,
but he
whether
did.
you can or not, he did.
Okay.
So he'll be first for the restart, whether it's in any event. He's first.
Jeffrey, listen.
Jessica Shelton second.
I still got the brain. It's still up there. It's rolling away right now. Click the like button to help save my brain.
Yeah, clicking the like button's gonna help with a lot of things tonight.
Honestly, if you click, pretty much when you click the like button, that's one tummy rub for Bristol.
Multifaceted like button.
Burger 98. I'm just vibing. Hell yeah. I'm sorry. Heck yeah. Sorry, Bristol. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Rawhide. Tristan Grace with control here for the restart.
Keep rolling, 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 rolling. What?
Keep rolling, 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 roll. 12 laps to go at the line. Tristan Grace with control. Great flag. We're back underway here from Talladega. Contact further on back. Dylan Young, Alex Moe. They get back on. They're 3 wide.
Yeah, now the question remains, will all 12 of these remaining laps be run under green? And my inkling here is no. I don't think they will be, but I could be wrong.
Oh, do we?
Oh, and the answer is no, as Jessica Shelton just got turned, and no, that's just about everybody. 96 goes around, the 4, the 35. A lot of cars getting collected and torn up in this
Oh my
one.
god.
Oh my... Dylan Young up on his roof at the end of this thing, as there is still wrecking here. Dylan Young T-boned the heck out of Christian Torres at the end of that, and they went flying. Let's see what originally started this.
The whole field just got took out. Well, Keith Hughes is on the back bumper of Tristan Grace coming off of turn 2. I have to think this is where it's going to start. Yeah, that's... Kemp, Shelton both collected in it, 2 of our kind of favorites to win this race, along with Hughes.
Yeah, Mercurio got a piece. Seth Cole, I think, got it slowed down in time. 96 got piled into. I think Troxel missed it. But, man, Dylan Young absolutely destroyed the 4 of Christian Torres at the end of this thing. That was huge. Looks like the 3 car involved as well, Matt Moss. A lot of cars involved in this one. So that's going to really shuffle around the leaders of this race, as not very many of them avoided this wreck. Of course, Tristan
Oaks
Grace
was able
is
to
ahead of
squeak
it.
by on the outside.
But Tristan Grace is ahead of it, so he's going to be the leader still. Garland Oaks jumped from 14th to 2nd because of that wreck.
Wow.
Alexander Brown 3rd. Seth Cole 4th. Looks like Mercurio 5th despite getting the bit of damage. So Garland Oaks is the big winner in this one. And as long as the scoring is accurate, he should be starting himself again in 2nd place when we go back green.
So most of the field is going to come down pit lane. It's obvious enough.
Yeah, without a doubt. A lot of them for damage repair, maybe a couple to top off on gas, maybe?
Maybe, I don't know.
Looks like the 32 is now being scored in 2nd, but still, 14th to 3rd is quite the jump for Garland Oaks regardless. Are they doubled up to go back green already?
Maybe?
definitely interesting if they are. But that seems a bit premature given the size of the wreck.
So, see in chat, can't believe 98 got away with an illegal pit stop. You can't pit on the first lap of the caution game. Should have given an EOLL. We are not using in-game cautions, so the game has no... The only penalties the game can give out are for improper pit entry and speeding. Not for entering a closed pit, because the pit is never closed according to the game. So that's why there isn't a game penalty to 98, but that will probably be evaluated this week in the rule book, I would assume, especially if this 98 ends up parking it in victory lane. Tristan Grace with control here for the restart. Alexander Brown to the outside. Garland Oaks there in third. And we're going to go one more lap, even though we're doubled up.
I'm gonna say that definitely looked premature, so one more lap around as the 4 looks like he's gonna try to get a little bit more damage repaired before we go back green. It was quite the hit he took in that wreck from Dylan Young. He's the only car on pit road. So we've got 18 cars on the lead lap, 3 a lap down, 21 still out on the racetrack total.
Had the question in chat. I wasn't trying to ignore it. But who's your favorite real-life driver, Joe? My favorite real-life driver is Eric Jones.
Mine is retired.
That's lame.
I was always the biggest Dale Jr. fan.
Also big Brad Keselowski fan. So, because they're both from my area of the state. Ryan says, I like Adam Driver, but Donald Driver is cool too. Nice. Here we go. Get
Packers
ready.
legend Donald Driver.
That's gross. Tristan Grace with control here for the restart, coming to 8 laps to go from Talladega.
You sound biased.
A little bit.
Tristan Grace, Alexander Brown leading us back to the green flag, and we're back and away with just 8 more circuits here at Talladega. Couple of cars didn't really get going there on the restart. Couple more trying to file themselves down in the line. No, only about 4 cars on the outside right now, and a couple of them have damage, so the outside's going to need some help here to become more formidable.
Arlen Oaks gonna... Oh, man.
Boy. I don't know if there's an opening for that.
Oh, one in the
96
grass.
Got shuffled out of line. He's going to try to save it, and he does. We stay green. 7 to go.
Yo, I'm on the edge of my seat up here in the booth.
I've been on the edge of my seat for about 30 laps. Oh, and the 96 and somebody almost had each other out of turn 2 there, too. They are getting a little squirrely further back.
Oh, there we go.
At the front, too. If the 95 of Garland Oaks gets turned, Alex Snow is in it. Mercurio, Thomas Troxel's in it again. That's going to bring the caution back out once again. And Garland Oaks is going to back it hard into the outside wall. A lot of damage now to that 95 machine.
Seth Cole, though, going to get to the lead at the line in the 77.
32 of Alexander Brown will be second. Lamas in third. So, yeah, Tristan Grace fell from the lead to fifth
Wow.
on that lap. So, not the lap that the 98 needed.
Mm-mm.
Well, in the meantime, we'll have to see what happened to the 95.
All
and
for
the
grab
others
with the
involved in this
98.
wreck. I think there was some bumper grab between the 98 and the 95 here.
A little bit.
Nothing the 48 could do, nothing the 48 or the 44 or the 62 did a good job of saving it. I think he door banged the 95 a little bit, but I don't think that damage should be too bad for Troxel. Looks like the 3 of Matt Moss got the outside wall a little bit. I think Keith Hughes might have as well. Both of them, a little bit of side damage, but avoided major damage. And it looks like Mercurio is called in a night despite not getting that much damage in the wreck.
I think that's probably a level of frustration than anything.
Yeah, Mercurio not very thrilled in the chat. I think he might be of the opinion that somebody didn't slow down in time for the incident.
So if we go back green, next time around, it'll be 4 laps to go, Dewey. Is that enough time if you're, say, 82 at Keith Hughes riding in 7th to get to the lead?
If nobody wrecks, probably not. If there's a big wreck in
You're
front of
gonna
him,
need some help.
very well likely.
Okay.
Obviously, anything can happen, but definitely the odds are going to be, I don't know if I'd say stacked against him, but not necessarily in his favor. So we'll see. Other issue is if another yellow comes out, it's probably going to end the race under caution. So you can't necessarily think you even have 4 laps to do it. At this point, I would operate as if there's only going to be 1 to go. Because if they wreck, you're only going to have 1.
Dewey, you buckled up tight?
Indeed I am.
Ready to go?
Indeed I am.
Seth Cole with control. Alexander Brown to the outside. Cody Lamas. Jessica Shelton. Tristan Grace. Matt Moss. Your first 3 rows here for the restart. 77 with control. Green flag. We're back underway. 4 laps to go here from Talladega.
Already got some moves being made further back. Those guys towards the rear of this pack know they don't have much time to do anything. They don't have the numbers quite yet, though. Matt Moss in the 3, the first car up top right now, but he's about 7th or 8th as they run, so a couple more guys are going to have to jump up there to the outside to make this more interesting. Alexander Brown is going to be one of them. Jessica Shelton is another. And it looks like the 98 and the 82 also, but Shelton leaves them out, and everybody leaves the 32 out as they all go back to the inside.
Shelton jumps back down to help the teammates there in the 84 and 77. There'll be 1, 2, 3 here once we get into the tri-oval. Is Alexander Brown going to fall back in the 32? Everyone being conservative. 3 laps to go at the line. Can Seth Cole hold on to take home the victory here tonight from Talladega? 3 to go.
And this makes it even more difficult to try to get up to the front with the setup that we have. With these three all working together on the bottom, it's going to be way more difficult for anybody else to mount a charge, knowing that there's three guys you have to get around who are probably going to block any run that they see. So all the more challenging now to get around not just the 88 and the 84, but especially now the leader himself, Seth Cole, who's got probably blockers now behind him. So I don't know what these guys are gonna do, but
We're slicing and dicing
they
for
don't have a lot
sixth
of
right
time to do
now.
it.
But we are doing no movement there at the front of the field that time around. 2 laps to go for Seth Cole.
The 3 of Matt Moss still leads the outside for right now, but there's just not enough cars up there right now to get anything going.
Interesting Grace lead a charge here on the outside. Keith Hughes going to go with the 98. Have help from the 47 and 32, 3 and 6 as well.
This
Chris-
is what they have to do.
When does Cody Lamas there in the 84 make a move to the outside? 47 is in the grass. Oh, man.
He just disappeared, I think.
Oh, stay gone. For the sake of this finish, into the tri-oval we will go. 1 lap to go from Talladega. Here comes Alexander Brown in the 32 into 4th.
And he's going to jump back up to the high side. If there's any chance these guys are going to pass Seth Cole, everybody behind Jessica Shelton has to go to the high side. It has to be strength in numbers now. Nobody can jump to the bottom. Nobody can get squirrely. Nobody can get out of line. It has to be everybody working together now to pass that 77 car.
Will the
And it
84 make a
doesn't look like it's
move?
going to happen.
Big push, big shove coming here. 32 back down into line behind the 88. 98 now going to get to the outside.
Oh,
Contact! Keith Hughes into the
82.
wall.
Keith Hughes into the outside wall.
Points leader around there in turn 4.
They're
We're
wrecking
wrecking
again.
behind
Another car
him.
hard in the wall. Garland Oaks, I think.
Tate Dorsey.
Out of turn 4, Seth Cole leads it. Will Cody Lamas pull out a line? They're jostling for position further back. Into the travel they go for the final time. Jessica Shelton gets muscled out of line. Lamas moves up top. It's not going to be enough, and the winner tonight is going to be Seth Cole as they wreck behind him once again. Oh my God! Thomas Troxel just got sent to space in turn 1.
Oh. So Seth Cole wins here tonight.
Yeah, it
It's
was-
Talladega.
Yeah, it was Joseph Landy Pavlin, Garland Oaks, and Matt Kemp that wrecked across the line behind them all. And yeah, Thomas Troxel and Cameron Jamison went spaceward to turn 1 on the cooldown lap. That was brutal. Tough break as well for Keith Hughes, who we saw get turned in turn 3 coming to the line.
Seth Cole, he'll bring it around and burn it down for the fans here in Talladega. Well, try.
Overcame quite a bit of adversity tonight as well. Had the incident, of course, on pit road with Oscar Ramos early in the race where Ramos felt that he was raced too aggressively and hit him. Got tagged making a green flag stop and lost the draft, but he got that caution that bunched everybody back up and took full advantage of it and got the win.
Seth Cole, your race winner here tonight. We'll talk with him as well as the rest of our podium finishers. We'll get results on your screens here in a few moments. Remember, folks, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so does help support us so much here on JTN. As always, cannot thank you enough for all of your support. Doing a huge field here tonight from Talladega. At the end of it, though, it was Seth Cole coming away with the checkered flag.
Yeah, and what a race it was.
Do we have any other generic statements to make?
Hey, I mean, it was a really big field, a lot of good cars, a lot of action. I mean, what?
Yeah, you know, it was a lot of great action, a lot of
Yeah.
great race.
Checking off all the PR boxes.
There you go.
Yeah. But no, seriously, there was actually a lot of good stuff that happened tonight. A lot of great battles, a lot of great moves, a lot of some pretty exciting or violent wrecks, depending on how you want to look at it. And a great move and battle at the end for the win. So can't ask for much more than that.
Oh, you can. Let's go ahead and head on down to Victory Lane and talk with the driver of the number 77, Seth Cole. Seth, do you got a copy?
I've got you.
All right. Hey, how you doing tonight, Talladega winner?
I'm sweating, I'll tell you that much.
Well, Seth, obviously, I think this race, at one point, I think you can probably, you're going to know what point I'm asking about. One point, felt like this race might have got out of hand for you in the 77 team. How did you guys manage to get through the adversity and claw your way back into it?
Just got a lucky caution, really, to be honest. I think we probably, the second group that I was in, we had some good pushers. Myself, the 88, the 459. I mean, we were doing really good chain bumping on the straightaways, and we were little by little chipping away at that lead pack. I don't know if we would have caught them before the next round of pit stops or not. So the timely caution definitely helped out. But I think the fortunate thing was I think I braked a little too early for Cody, who was behind me. Fortunately, when he hit me, I've crossed over the commitment line on the left of the commitment cone and actually was below pit road speed. So I didn't get a black flag. It could have made things a lot worse. So a little bit of luck on my side, really, on that one.
How, obviously, I think I understand what was going on there at the end, but take us through, you know, you got the 84 and 88 right behind you. Take us through kind of the communication that was going on there to get you guys the podium finishes that everyone deserved.
Yeah, I mean, all three of us really kind of had to overcome adversity at one point or another to be able to work our way back up to the front. And, you know, at the end of the day, we just wanted to get a Fortnite Squad Racing win. So, you know, we had this whole thing going. If someone made a move on the last lap, we weren't going to throw a block and wreck all three of us or something. Cody tried to back up off of turn 4 to get a run on me, and I was ready for if he jumped up to the high side, but he just wasn't able to generate enough of a run. But, you know, just working together there at the front and just trying to get at least one of the three of us the W.
Well, Seth, you got the W here tonight, or as the kids call it, the Victory Royale, winner, chicken dinner. That's a different game. Congratulations on the victory here tonight. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Got some great partners on this car. Got a big event coming up this weekend, too, if you want to talk about it briefly. Floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Yeah, the big event, got the Talladega 2023 special event coming up. As things are looking right now, we may end up having a full field for that. Some really good racers, and that's happening here on JTN. Be sure to subscribe so that way you see it. Looking forward to that. I got to start running We the Coasters over here more because this is the second win I've gotten with them on the hood. Shout out to them. Dylan and Kyle do a great job with their YouTube channel. They've also got an Instagram and a Twitter account. They've just recently started a Facebook group as well. Had Cookout on the side of the car here, new sponsor on the cars that I run. FRN, gosh, I don't remember some of the other race gear merch. I know there's some other ones that I've got on the car, and I'm not able to pull them in right now. But just thanks to Toyota, first time that I've won in a long time in a Camry. And again, got to thank my teammates, Jess and Cody, RJ, Dylan. We were also working with Garland and Josh Mercurio tonight. Unfortunately, Nico had his engine blow before we even took the green, so sad we weren't able to work with him. But a lot of great drivers, a lot of great teammates that I've worked with over the years, and really cool to get the 1-2-3 finish. That was pretty neat.
Well, Seth, again, congratulations on the victory here tonight. As always, it's a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Looking forward to Saturday night at Talladega. And, buddy, again, congratulations on the win. Go celebrate.
All right. Appreciate you guys doing the broadcast. Looking forward to watching this one back.
Seth Cole, driver of the number 77, your race winner here tonight from Talladega. Let's go ahead and bring in our second place finisher, driver of the number 84. I almost got confused there, Cody, because you got 48 in your little, it's on your little name card, your name badge that they give you here in the booth. Because, Bristol's handwriting isn't all that great, so, sometimes he mixes things up. But Cody Lamas, driver of the 84, Carvana Chevy. Second place run here tonight. How's that feel after kind of having to come back and battle some adversity?
Feels like my whole Maverick career is adversity, because usually I'm pretty fast in every race, but I usually get wrecked by something dumb. And I believe this is like probably one of the first times I've actually finished one of these for once. So it feels good to actually be here and be able to talk and actually finish one of these races for once.
Well, finish the race, finish in second. Made a move there at the end. What would you like to have back?
Everybody's saying team.
Oh, come on.
No, hold on. But I'm going to say something. I like working with people, but like that, you don't do it to an extreme, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the end of that race, yeah, I was trying to make a move, but I tried backing up. I tried trying to kind of mosey the top lane up a little bit so maybe I could go high a little bit. But unfortunately, the cars are just too slow, and you really couldn't generate a run unless you got like a big slam in the rear, as shown as I think the one time I took the lead after pit stops.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, people are going to say that we really didn't want to make a move, but I definitely was trying to make a move. I definitely was.
I know.
And,
trying to win the race, but also not trying to wreck your teammate, right? Like, I think, is that maybe?
Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, yeah, at that point, it's just kind of how it goes. We wouldn't wreck them, but, we sounded pretty safe. I knew a block wouldn't have came if I made a move, so it was just a whether of making it interesting at the end, which never happened because of the run.
How you mentioned it there. You really needed to have like a really good push to be able to get to the lead. How was like the draft? Was it stale tonight? How would you kind of describe it? Because we saw a couple times guys able to use the outside, get to the lead, and then they're pulling down into that inside line right away. What was going on there? Because some other races we've seen some pretty healthy and competitive side by side racing, especially with a strong outside line.
Yeah, I think you said it very well. Stale, because like a lot of times, I don't know if it was just everybody chilling or whatever, but everyone was just kind of stuck. And as I said previously, you really had to give a slam to somebody, or like hell, 2 cars behind you would even have to help. And yeah, it's just the way it is, the way the setup was and everything, but just really hard to generate runs unless you had a really, unless somebody on the bottom wasn't pushing the guy, etc.
Well, Cody, again, a fantastic run here tonight. Second place finish with you and this 84 team. Congratulations on that. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Great partners on the car. You got a great team behind you. Floor is yours. You've been up here before. You know what to do.
I would like to thank you, even though I haven't watched the broadcast. I assume you said my name right.
I'm gonna tell you this. There were a couple times I tried. So, folks, a little backstory. Cody is one of the good ones that comes to me before the broadcast and is like, "Hey, this is how you say my name."
Been down that road before.
Exactly. And for all the folks out there that are going to be in a JTN broadcast at some point, that's what you're supposed to do. You come to me, you say, "Hey, Joe, this is how you say my name." And I say, "Thank you very much. I really appreciate it." And I really do appreciate Cody. Because, yeah, that helps. Because I hate saying names wrong. Because as someone that has a name that gets pronounced wrong all the time, it can be very frustrating, right?
I've heard some wild ones. So honestly, yours wasn't the worst one. It's pretty fair in comment. But
just a PSA for folks out there that are going to be that whether they've been in a JTN broadcast or eventually, or they're anyone really, you're ever in a broadcasted race, always tell the broadcasters how to say your name if you're worried or you hear them say it incorrectly. But yes, sorry, I derailed you.
Oh, it's fine, all good. I derailed it too. But no, I just think thank Carvana, the Florida Panthers. Hopefully we don't choke and finish second this season again.
Hey, whoa. Okay, now you got it. Whoa.
Again.
Off the rails.
Do it. Say it.
No, it's okay. I mean, Eastern Conference champions, I mean, it's...
Yeah, we're getting slowly but surely. I mean, I guess I can't complain.
Exactly.
I've seen some pain. I've been through lots of pain as a season ticket holder for the last couple of years.
Oh, buddy. Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't know
sad
that.
violin.
Oh. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, thanks to them, and thanks to the Fortnite guys. I know I don't run their number font, but still part of them. And I'll just see you all at Talladega, I guess, this weekend.
Hey, it's going to be a good one, Cody. Again, congratulations on the second place run here tonight. It's a pleasure getting the opportunity to talk with you. Can't thank you enough for your time, and looking forward to Saturday night.
Yeah, thanks.
Cody Lamas, driver of the number 84, your second place finisher here tonight from Talladega. Dewey, that's going to wrap up our coverage. Jessica Shelton has left the building. And, Dewey has also left the building, apparently. So, folks, with that being said, make sure if you haven't already, Dewey's back, but I'm going to keep talking anyways, even though he's here. But Dewey, I mean, a great night of racing here at Talladega.
Absolutely. I mean, couldn't ask for much more than what we got here for tonight.
So again, folks, make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe. You don't want to miss a second of any of the action we have going on here at JTN. We got the Talladega race this weekend. Bomb Squad 2 nights from tonight from Lowe's/Charlotte, whatever you want to call it. And also, we're going to be at the Charlotte Roval Sunday night with the Fast Talladega Cup Series for a playoff cutoff or elimination race. So a lot of great racing action. We'll be back next week here at Maverick at Sonoma. A lot of great action on the docket. Make sure you don't miss a second of it. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell icon, follow us on social media at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, whatever. And for all of us here at JTN, Bristol, our producer, for my colleague Dewey Schramm, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, folks, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trioval, Whitehill and through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the ride and a wrecking behind him. We have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won a Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for
third. Contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy with